She had expected a lot from a happy marriage after getting married, but the kitchen was always quiet in the morning. Not a comfortable quiet, but a thick, cold, lingering silence. She was usually the first to wake up, not because she had to cook, not because of responsibility, but because of a habit she could not give up, the habit of hope. Every morning, she put her cup of coffee on the table, his black coffee, no sugar, like his personality in recent years. He was a good husband in the way that society often said. No gambling, no beatings, hard-working. He was home in the evening, having dinner with her. But being there did not mean being present. She was a very talkative person, telling him about everything during the day, but he just indifferently buried his face in his phone, not knowing whether it was work or hobbies that attracted him so much. Gradually, she stopped telling. Every evening, they sat together in the living room. She held a book. He watched TV. She tried to move closer to him, tried to hug him gently, but he was very uncomfortable, frowning and blaming her. So that was also the last time she tried to seal this distance. She felt like she was living with a shadow, not because he didn't exist, but because he didn't see her anymore. People often think that loneliness is when you don't have anyone by your side. But actually, the worst feeling is when you have someone by your side, but you still feel like you don't exist. She used to be a passionate woman. She used to look forward to weekend dates, to "Are you okay?" messages while working. But now she went to work, came home, cooked, cleaned, in a series of meaningless days. She didn't blame. She didn't scream. She just gradually turned off. She couldn't remember the last time they held hands. She couldn't remember the feeling of him looking into her eyes and smiling like before. There was no big conflict between them, just hundreds of small things forgotten. Every day, a brick was built between them. Until it became a wall, she began to dread the evenings, because that was when she realized she was most alone, even when he was sleeping next to her. He wasn't a bad person, but he had forgotten how to love. He used to pay a lot of attention to her. He remembered her birthday, knew she liked Korean romance movies, cooked her first spaghetti because she said, "It was my favorite thing in Italy." But then work took him away. Long meetings, endless emails. Every time he came home, he just wanted quiet. And in that quietness, he unintentionally pushed his wife away. He didn't see the problem, because she still cooked, still smiled, though forced, still slept in the same bed. Men often don't notice the change until it's too late, until one day he discovered she had stopped leaving morning notes. The kitchen was cold. There was no coffee cup. He felt strange. One day she looked at him for a long time and asked, "Do you remember when was the last time we hugged each other?" He was silent, not because he was angry, but because he realized that he could no longer answer such questions from the woman he loved. The truth is, if it weren't for that conversation, he might have continued like that, still thinking everything is fine, while his wife was falling apart every day. After that conversation, he began to notice. He saw her eyes were sunken from lack of sleep. He noticed that her hands were always cold, even though she was wearing a sweater. He noticed that the meals she cooked were no longer as complete as before. She was withdrawing, little by little, as if preparing for her departure. He asked for a day off from work. He stayed home to cook for her. For the first time in many years, she sat at the table without being the one to serve. She didn't say much, but when he brought the spoon of soup close to her mouth, her hands trembled. That was when he knew. She hadn't left, but she was waiting for a reason to stay. Not every marriage needs roses with romantic dates. Women just need time with their husbands. Random questions, but full of care. Love is not doing big things, but being together in small things. Men often do not pay attention. They think silence is okay, is peaceful. But in the emotional world of women, silence can be an alarm bell. If you have a woman by your side, do not wait until she closes her heart. Learn to be present, not just with your body, but with your heart.